What if I told you that the difference between living to 75 versus 90 might come down to what you do in the first 20 minutes after waking up? A groundbreaking 2024 study from the Buck Institute tracked 50,000 people for 30 years and found that those with optimized morning routines lived an average of 12.7 years longer than those with chaotic starts to their day. And here's the kicker. None of these longevity-boosting habits cost more than $5. I'm obsessed with finding the intersection between cutting-edge longevity science and practical protocols you can actually stick to. Today, we're building the ultimate morning routine based on research from Harvard's Aging Lab, Stanford's Circadian Biology Department, and data from the world's longest-lived populations. By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step morning sequence that optimizes your hormones, metabolism, and cellular repair systems, all before most people have had their first cup of coffee. Let's dive in. Step 1 is getting bright light in your eyes within 30 minutes of waking. Dr. Andrew Huberman's research at Stanford shows that early morning light exposure sets your circadian master clock, which controls everything from hormone production to DNA repair. A 2023 study in Nature Medicine found that people who got consistent morning light lived 1.3 years longer on average. Your retinal cells contain special photoreceptors that send signals directly to your brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus. Think of it as your body's central timekeeper. When this system works properly, you get better sleep, stronger immunity, and more efficient cellular cleanup processes. The expensive biohacker approach is a $300 light therapy device. The budget hack? Step outside for 5–10 minutes, even on cloudy days. Natural sunlight provides 10,000 to 100,000 lux, while even the priciest light boxes max out around 10,000. If it's winter or you're stuck indoors, face a bright window or use any LED light. Even your phone's flashlight pointed safely away from your eyes can help. The key is consistency, not intensity. Next up is cold exposure. And before you click away, hear me out. This doesn't require an ice bath. Research from the University of Copenhagen shows that cold exposure triggers a cascade of longevity pathways. It activates brown fat, which burns calories and produces heat. It stimulates norepinephrine production, which repairs DNA and builds new brain cells. A 2022 study found that people who regularly exposed themselves to cold had 15% lower all-cause mortality. The mechanism? Cold stress activates something called hormesis, basically controlled stress that makes you stronger. Think of it like going to the gym for your cells. The expensive route is a $3,000 cold plunge tub. The budget version? End your shower with 30 seconds of cold water. Start lukewarm and gradually decrease the temperature over a week. You want to feel uncomfortable but not miserable. Even opening a window and doing 10 jumping jacks in minimal clothing counts. The goal is to activate your sympathetic nervous system just enough to trigger those beneficial stress responses. Movement comes third, and I'm not talking about a full workout. We're targeting what researchers call activation patterns. A Harvard study published in Cell Metabolism found that just 4 minutes of morning movement increased something called mitochondrial biogenesis throughout the entire day. Your mitochondria are cellular power plants, and the more you have, the better you age. Dr. Rhonda Patrick's research shows that morning movement also triggers BDNF production, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which literally grows new brain cells. The key is activating multiple muscle groups to send a system-wide wake-up signal. Expensive option, a $2,000 home gym setup. Budget version, 2 minutes of bodyweight exercises. I do 20 squats, 10 push-ups, and 30-second plank. The magic isn't in the intensity, it's in the neural activation pattern. You're essentially telling every cell in your body that it's time to shift into performance mode. This kickstarts protein synthesis, improves insulin sensitivity, and primes your metabolism for the entire day. Now let's talk about strategic hydration. Your body loses about 1 to 2 pounds of water overnight through breathing and skin evaporation. But here's what most people miss. It's not just about water volume, it's about cellular hydration. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that proper morning hydration improves cognitive function by 23% and increases metabolic rate by up to 30% for the following 90 minutes. The secret is electrolyte timing. When you sleep, your kidneys continue filtering, which depletes sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Dr. James DiNicolantonio's research reveals that dehydrated cells age faster because they can't efficiently transport nutrients and remove waste. The expensive solution is fancy electrolyte powders at $40 per month. The budget hack? Add a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon to your first glass of water. That provides sodium and potassium. If you want to get fancy, add a tiny pinch of magnesium-rich Epsom salt. Just a tiny amount. We're talking barely perceptible. This combination rehydrates your cells at the molecular level and kickstarts your lymphatic system for better toxin clearance. The final piece is 2 minutes of intentional breathing. This isn't just stress reduction, though a Stanford study did find that specific breathing patterns reduce cortisol by 25%. It's about activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which controls cellular repair and regeneration. Dr. Alyssa Epel's research at UCSF shows that chronic stress shortens telomeres, the protective caps on your chromosomes that determine cellular age. Regular breathwork literally slows cellular aging. The technique that's backed by the most research is called physiological sighing. Inhale through your nose, then take a second, smaller inhale on top of that first breath. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this 5 times. This pattern specifically activates your vagus nerve, which controls inflammation, digestion, and heart rate variability. Better vagus nerve function is associated with longer lifespan across multiple studies. The expensive approach is biofeedback devices, or meditation apps with subscriptions. The free version is just setting a phone timer and focusing on this breathing pattern while you drink your morning water. Here's your exact protocol. First 5 minutes. Get light in your eyes either outside or by a window. Minutes 5 to 6. Cold exposure, even if it's just cold water on your face and wrists. Minutes 7 to 9. Move your body with squats, push-ups, or stretching. Minutes 10 to 11. Drink 16 ounces of water with a pinch of sea salt and lemon. Minutes 12-13. Do 5 physiological sighs. That's it. 13 minutes that could add over a decade to your life. Start with just one element this week. I recommend beginning with morning light since it's the easiest and has the biggest impact on sleep quality. Once that becomes automatic, add the cold exposure. The key is consistency over perfection. Missing a day won't hurt you, but doing this routine 80% of the time for years will literally change your biological age. If this routine adds even 5 healthy years to your life, this might be the most valuable 8 minutes you've spent on YouTube today. Subscribe if you want more science-backed protocols that don't require a biohacker's budget, and drop a comment telling me which element you're going to try first. I've also created a free morning routine checklist with the exact timing and troubleshooting tips. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.